As a man, if you're having intercourse, you realize that after the first round, or if you ejaculate, you are going to lose the erection. That is a normal man. If you lose the erection, there are some people who will spend some time to see the second erection. We call this a refractory period. So this refractory period in the middle, from the first round to the second round, it is normal. It is not being sick. So most of you will get this and you start getting embarrassed and you run to the hospitals, look for medications about this, start taking herbals here and there. That is a very wrong thing. You need to know that that is normal and it is natural. It is normal and it is natural to experience a refractory period, or to have that period between the first round and the second round. You need to have that relaxation after the first round, and it is normal and it doesn't have anything to do with medical emergencies or medical conditions. So if you experience that, no, it is normal. However, under which conditions do we need to consider maybe it is a problem, maybe we have gone wrong here, maybe this is not well? There are some conditions under which we need to consider that this is no longer normal. One, if you realize that you don't get this second round at all. There are some people who will get the first round and they never get the second one until the next day. That could be wrong. That could show that there is a problem. There, you need an intervention. But watch this video up to the end, you'll get a solution. Two, there are some people who will be discomforted or who are not comfortable with the experience they are having. So if you know that you ain't comfortable, you know it's not taking me well, what I'm experiencing is not actually making me feel like I am a man, that's also a problem. You'll be like, now, how is my feelings connected? They are completely connected to how you have your sexual intercourse. Feelings are completely connected. So the moment you feel like it isn't worth it, it is not good for you, you feel you're uncomfortable with it, you still need to be worked on. Three, if you feel pain or if you have other problems like depression, you feel like it is traumatizing you, please make sure that you watch this video, and if it is necessary, you come and visit us. So let us see what exactly happens when you lose this erection, or what actually brings this problem to be longer in some men, shorter in others, very easy to achieve in some men, and very hard to achieve in other men. So exactly when you have this problem, you'll witness from what I'm going to say. Most of the times, if you lose the erection, what has happened is that we have lost something. The dopamine, we have a hormone called the dopamine. This dopamine is a pleasure hormone. It is an excitement hormone. It is always there due to when you start the process, the hormone is produced by the body. It is a pleasure hormone. It's the one that brings hormone. So this hormone and the one we call norepinephrine, if this one is for arousal and energy. So if this one is lower, suddenly they lower, and there is blood withdrawal from different extremities of the body, including the penile tissue. So when the blood is withdrawn from there, you lose the erection. Plus these hormones, which are directly considering or directly affecting the arousal hormones. We have our hormones like testosterone and others. So immediately you release or immediately you ejaculate or get orgasm, these processes happen in your body. You lose the erection because there is a decrease, a sudden decrease in these two hormones and even others which are very essential, but we shall not be able to talk about them. And there is an increase in a hormone we call prolactin. Now, this prolactin hormone is also not bad. It is important, but if it is high, it removes the arousal. You get? So, however much the one for arousal is reducing, also the one which fights arousal is also increasing. So, we usually lose this erection and the vigor. So, what does your body need? Because it becomes less responsive in this state, it becomes less, reactive to anything that is going on. So your body needs energy. You get? Your body needs energy. It needs time to refill. You do not need to run. They say, hey, I'm dead. I'm finished. this is not right, this is not this. Your body needs time to refill, and it is normal and it is natural. We are only working on this person who having a longer period, and we want to tell you the things you can do so that this period can be shortened and you do not have this experience again. So the fact that we realize that it happens that way, how does it affect you? So what are the factors that make yours become longer? One, your health matters. Health. Now you won't understand. If you know you're not strong enough, your health is competing with you yourself, it's about to take you off, we say that you are likely to have some problems. Why? Because we are talking about someone who is healthy. We talk about someone with enough energy, or someone who is having energy, power. Power is very important in this. You have eaten, you are hydrated, you have enough water, you have taken enough water, because dehydration contributes too much on this. You know, blood flow is the one which makes out this. So it is very, very important to have proper blood flow. So we say your health matters. Make sure that you are having a proper, well-developed health. So make sure that you work on that. So here we are talking about dehydration, which is a problem. You are likely to have a period which is longer because you are dehydrated. You don't have enough water in the body, and it is blood flow that actually makes the erections easier. That is one. Two, someone who is smoking. You're taking alcohol. You're taking drugs, different drugs, by the way. Every time we talk about drugs, don't only emphasize the drugs like marijuana or those narcotics. No, even these normal drugs that people might be taking, like for hypertension, for diabetes and others, they could directly contribute to someone's erectile issues. So when you are talking about a long refractory period or a long time to get the second round, let us think about those drugs. Now, someone would say, how about someone who is fatigued? If you know that you are fatigued, this is the same as this, because we talked about someone who has no energy. If you're fatigued, you're very tired, you're stressed, you know, you're depressed, you're undergoing certain experiences, there are some hormonal changes that are going to take place in your body that you want to notice. So this is also very, very important. So make sure that every time you are going to engage into an activity, you're very active and you know that you're going to do better. Why? You know you have the energy, you have prepared your mind and your body to that. Three, we need to talk about the activity. How frequent do you do the activity? The frequency of the activity. When we talk about the frequency, we are talking about someone who had the sex yesterday, had sex today, or had sex yesterday morning and evening and the other day. So that person usually has a prolonged refractory period than this one who experiences it at once. So every time you have your woman once, let's say in a month, you know, and your refractory period is longer, please don't complain too much. Don't go to hospital. Don't run mad because of that. Please, sometimes there is this experience that someone can have. The moment you be having it time after time, like a vigorous activity, many times, you are likely to prolong your time. So keeping the erections, keeping the activity also helps you to prolong the time. We are going to make sure that your hormones are okay. Some people will be having hormonal imbalance and they are not aware. We need to make sure that your hormones are okay. And by this, I request you to go to the hospital and you get tested. The test, we call it hormonal profile. But it's also not the best. So this one is the only thing that will need to make you go to the hospital. Though it is not the most important part. Most of the things you're going to do them by yourself. One, allow yourself to rest. Most of you panic. But you don't know that the harder you try, the more you try to get, the harder it becomes. Never force it. Never try to say that I want this second round faster, now. It won't come. It will not. You are making it even harder. Why? Because every time you say you want it now, it stimulates your body. It makes your brain think that there is a problem, and your body will release some hormones which are for defense, and those hormones will end up making the process even harder. So allow yourself to rest. Relax your mind. Work on your mind. Relax your mind. Keep comfortable. Keep positive, keep in the phase, and don't allow to be intimidated by women. Now, there are some women who will tell you, "Are you guy, you're very fake." There are some women who will say that, but that shouldn't take you off. The moment you get off, your brain is going to try to suffer in order to satisfy that kind of request. And in the end, it will be even more harder. So make sure that your mind is relaxed. Don't panic. Don't rush. The moment you try to gain more, the more you try, the harder it becomes. So make sure that everything that you're doing is in range or it's in time. 3, make sure that you hydrate. Now, when we talk about hydration, some people take it for granted. We say that these things work hand in hand. The blood flow and the erection, they work hand in hand. So make sure that you're hydrated. I usually recommend people to move when after the first round. Please move off the bed or somewhere. You go and take 2 glasses of water. It really helps. 2 glasses of water, and after, keep taking water every time you're preparing yourself for this activity or for sex. Make sure that you're taking enough water. It is very, very important, and it will help you a lot in regaining your second erection. Then we can't forget the fact that you need to rest. Most of you are fatigued. We talk about someone being fatigued and being very, very tired. Make sure that you sleep. Make sure that you sleep. Sometimes this round might seem to be hard to get. Make sure that you rest. Please sleep. It is very important to sleep. And when you're going to engage in this activity, make sure that you have had enough rest. It is going to help you a lot. But the most important thing that I'm going to give you is healthy lifestyle. Now, people are there eating a lot of carbs, sugary drinks, sodas, beers, alcohol and stuff. All those things are contributing directly and indirectly in one way or the other to the way you're erecting. And that's why we are saying make sure that you're doing exercises, you're taking water, you're avoiding a lot of sugars and carbs so that your health can be better. With these things, if you keep doing them, relaxing your mind, taking rest, doing what? So this second round is very, very easy for you to get. It is very, very easy for you to get. Just relax your mind. Make sure that you take some water. Relax. It is going to be easy. It usually takes 20 to 40 minutes to achieve. 20 to 40 minutes. 40 minutes. It depends on the man. But this one doesn't change anything. Someone can still use 5 minutes to regain it. You get? It depends on someone's health and someone's techniques. Like the one I have taught you. If you apply them, it won't take you beyond 40 minutes. So make sure that you have this at the grip of your hand. The rest of the things will be history. I wish you all the best. Subscribe and like to this channel if you found this video very relevant to you. And see you in our next video. Bye.